Hello, sunshine. Welcome to That Photography Girl podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Traxler. I'm here to help you get visible, get leads, get bookings, and become that photography girl. This episode is brought to you by my own coaching program, Passion to Profit, a customized coaching program for established photographers to create predictable inquiries in your business so you don't have to guess where your next lead is coming from. It's a 12-month coaching program, a weekly live coaching calls, customized coaching strategy, co-coaches, a private community, and a retreat all built into one. I've built such an intentional program over the last almost 5 years, and the wins from the photographers in the group kind of speak from themselves. I've had photographers go from charging $1,500 to now over $6,000. I've seen a 333% booking rate increase, and also getting enough inquiries to start a team and expand their team. These are just weekly norms in the group. I love to see it. I'm very proud of the program that I've built over the past almost 5 years, and I'm really excited to see where it goes and see it continue to grow. Okay, for today, we're talking about why you're not getting inquiries and 3 fixes that I would make to get quicker hits and inquiries from those mistakes. But before we dive in, here's kind of like my hot take or golden nugget for today. Your workflow is going to look different from other photographers. No two businesses are the same. And if there's one thing that's just so clear to me from coaching dozens of photographers, it's that I'm going to have different responses and different answers to the same exact question for everyone. So, for example, on my last coaching call, someone was asking about their contact form and their redirect page and also the inquiry response that they are getting to people. And my answer to her was an answer that I've never really told anyone before. And that kind of dawned on me. If every answer I have to the same question for people is going to look different. So she does weddings and newborns, but she also wants to have a really intentional redirect page. And it's kind of hard to have a specific redirect page for newborns and weddings because those are 2 completely different clienteles in 2 different markets. And so there's a couple workarounds that she could do for this that I suggested, but what we ultimately decided on, what she could do is she could have 2 separate contact forms that then led to 2 separate redirect pages, or she could have 1 contact page and then also 2 redirect pages in a sense. So the first redirect page is going to have buttons that say either wedding or newborn. They can click into and they go down. And then depending on which one they click there, then they're going to get redirected to the actual full robust redirect page. So that's just an answer that I never really told anybody else before because her business is different and your workflow, your process, your funnels are going to look different. And I think that that's just the most powerful thing about having a business coach and being in a coaching program too, is I'm telling all of the photographers in my group completely different answers to the same questions. So it's really, really insightful and powerful to have that customized coaching. And that's why I think a lot of my students see such success from all of those things. Okay, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you and just kind of let you know, give you some reassurance that no 2 businesses are the same. It's going to look different and it's okay to have a different process from someone else. Now into the good stuff of today's episode to help you be that photography girl. So let's get into it. Here are my 3 top reasons that you are probably not getting inquiries or why inquiries are slow, and then how to fix them. Number 1, you've probably heard me say this before, but your messaging is not clear. And I say this because honestly, it always comes down to the messaging, because the messaging is in your marketing and your marketing is what kind of draws people in. It kind of all combines into one. This is the number 1 reason that people click away, in my opinion. Your website, your social media, your contact form, something isn't clearly answering the questions couples have, which is at the point of booking, why you? Why should I book you? They want to know why you're different. And most photographers are not addressing this number 1 question in their messaging, especially on your website, your social media, your contact form, that upfront marketing. Your copy is just too generic. I see so many times, I audit a lot of photographers' websites and marketing materials, and the same verbiage I see all the time is capturing timeless memories or your genuine moments documented or captured. It doesn't stand out. It all sounds the exact same. Everyone's like, and so we as an industry kind of adapt to certain phrases and sayings, and then we just see them over and over and over again. And seeing that as a potential client isn't going to make me say, oh my goodness, she's our girl. Like, I want to book her. People really need to feel that this photographer gets me. This is exactly what we're looking for. She's different because of this, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So your messaging, it just doesn't stand out. Also, if I can't see your personality in your messaging or pick up that vibe, or even worse, you can tell that you use ChatGPT, I'm out. Like, I'm immediately out. Something that I was also just doing a recent audit, a copy audit for one of my students too. And it's okay because ChatGPT is a great place to start. It's a great base to get some ideas and build off of. But I can clock a ChatGPT written paragraph, anything from a mile away. I can tell. And then that combined with seeing a lot of adjectives describing your photography. So the adjectives and telling that you use ChatGPT, I can clock it and I'm out because I feel like nowadays we're kind of getting trained with all this AI as human beings. We're almost getting trained that we can pick up on it, and that subconsciously tells us it's disingenuine. Like, and not saying that you're not genuine and you're not being genuine in your marketing and all that stuff, but that's just how it comes across. Is that can I trust her? This seems a little stiff. This seems like AI. I don't really want AI as a photographer, you know? And I think now more than ever, our voice and our personal brand is now, again, more than ever, becoming the one thing helping us stand apart from not only each other, but AI too. It's almost like now we have AI to compete with. We're not just competing against ourselves or other photographers in our market, we're competing against AI. But nothing is as personal as your own voice, your personality, your opinions, your approach, your style. Those are the things you need to lean into. So use it because that's what's going to make you stand out next to AI these days. So, a quick fix that you can do for this is audit your website or your Instagram, anywhere that you have some messaging. And again, think about, do they say exactly who you serve, where you serve them, how you serve them, and why you're different? If not, if you can't actually read that and say, this is exactly what makes me stand out, I'm using verbiage and my voice and my messaging in a way that I have not seen anyone else do, then you need to rewrite it. You need to sit down. And I know, you guys, I know as a photographer, words are hard. This is exactly why I have a copy coach in my coaching program, because it's hard for us to think about. And this is why a lot of us are turning to ChatGPT and we're all sounding the same. We do not want that. Even the smallest tweaks can make a massive difference. So that's my quick fix for you on that one. And then reason number 2 why your inquiries are low is you don't have a visibility strategy. A lot of photographers I see do this backwards and they really only focus on the visibility. But then in the off chance, it happens sometimes, but in the off chance that they get that visibility, that something goes viral or the right people get in front of, their work gets in front of the right eyeballs, no conversion is actually happening from it. So, first, make sure your back end and your funnels are set up before you focus on visibility. Once those are set, then you can shift your focus and go out and do visibility all you want because you know you're funneling people into a really solid system, a really solid funnel, and you're serving and speaking to all different buyer types and all different levels of where they're at. You're serving them and bringing them down the buyer's journey, down the funnel. Once you have all those things, then you can focus on visibility. But also, you can't book if no one knows you exist. And also, a lot of people just focus solely on Instagram for visibility boosts, which honestly is a really good way to get quick visibility if it's done right. I think social media is a beautiful tool and resource for us to use in our business. I just think that we rely on it a little too much and we think that just posting is going to fix all of our problems, and it doesn't. It's not going to do anything for you if you don't have any intention or funnels behind it. So in terms of connection, I'm a big believer that you need to go out and you need to make it happen for yourself. Get off your butt, get out there, make it happen. Because visibility in general, it's not just posting on Instagram. Visibility is SEO, it's vendor relationships, it's doing style shoots, it's blogging, it's showing up on Google, showing up on ChatGPT from your website, getting featured, making connections with people both inside and outside the industry. It's using TikTok, it's using other platforms that your ideal client, which let's be real, most of them are Gen Zs or younger millennials nowadays, not always, but it just depends who your ideal client is. You have to kind of be where they're at. So my fix for you for this is pick one visibility channel for you to do this week. So maybe it's updating your SEO keywords, or maybe it's finding a planner that you really admire and sending them a gallery. Maybe it's submitting a wedding that to be featured that you've done, or even reaching out to someone you've always wanted to connect with. Consistency and visibility will be consistent inquiries. Once you can kind of expand and know where most of your inquiries are coming from, or just know where the ones that are converting are coming from, you can kind of then build those funnels from there. And then you're going to have multiple channels and multiple avenues. That's what's going to help create those predictable inquiries. And that's something that takes a little bit to build on the back end. And then you can shift into the visibility aspect of it. And number 3 of why you're not getting inquiries is, again, you're missing a funnel or a clear next step. We kind of just talked about this, but this is where so many photographers lose the inquiries. They lose the conversion, or they don't even get the inquiry to begin with. So someone lands on your site, maybe they're interested. Then what? Like, what happens? Maybe they come across your Instagram, but then there's too many clicks, too many scrolls, too much time waiting for things to load, that you're going to lose them. If there's no strong call to action, no redirect page after they inquire, no fast follow-up email, people get distracted and they end up ghosting, and then they don't actually book with you, or they even get distracted before they even inquire with you. So you want to make it super, super easy. And I think a lot of photographers, what I see anyways from a lot of audits and stuff that I do, is that they say, Rachel, like, I put a call to action in my Instagram post and still nothing happens, like crickets. I think you need to have some activation in your post that's going to make people want to do the call to action. So an example of this would be, maybe you're offering elopements in, I'm just going to say Colorado elopements. But what happens with a lot of Colorado elopements are the couples going there don't actually live there. So they don't really have much knowledge. So in your Instagram post, you can say, because I know the best places to go, I know the permit fees, I know the best parking lots, I know the best time of day to go, so we can find a parking lot. I know that the sun sets the best, and the lighting is good here for sunset, and it's good here for sunrise. I know all of these things. I know when the crowds are busy and when they're not. And here's what happens if you don't know these things. You're not going to get good lighting. You might not find a parking spot and miss sunset. You might get ticketed and fined if you don't have the correct permit, if you're not parking in the right lot. That's why hiring me as an expert is going to save you a headache. It's going to help you with the overall experience. This is what's going to happen if you don't hire me. That then all of a sudden is like triggering a little activation of like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about the parking lot. I didn't even think about lighting. Yeah, I suppose this spot looks good, but maybe it's only good at sunrise, which means maybe we would need a sunrise, which means that we'd be driving up in there in the dark, and we don't even know where things are. So see how that like triggers a little activation and be like, oh my goodness, then we really should do the call to action she's doing. We need to get her guide, the freebie that you're offering. We need to inquire with her because she knows what she's doing. You want to have some activation in there. And that's something that I see a lot of photographers missing. And then they're wondering why people don't do the call to action. So you need to then focus on each of those funnels that we talked about, different levels that I have talked about having on your Instagram, for example, a freebie funnel, an authority building funnel, about me funnel, a low ticket funnel, an add-on funnel, and a high ticket funnel. Having those different entry points, serving different people. And then within each of those funnels, you're going to have different resources and have them lined up differently to speak to different buyer types. So maybe a realist buyer who's more left brain thinking, they want to see stats and data and analytics. So you could have maybe a graph of, like the little green check mark red X's of like, here's what's included in this package and this is not included in this package, just like a good visual. Or even throw some stats in there and say 90% of my couples book this package. Realist buyers are going to connect with that. They're going to like that a little bit more. And then also making it really easy for them to just schedule a call instead of, or like not even a call, but even just book with you fast instead of scheduling a call if that's not what they want to do. Dreamer buyers, they're going to want really quick action. They're going to want to purchase fast because they already know that they want you. So having quick funnels for dreamer buyers is going to be really nice. For connection buyers now, they want to consume more of your content. They want to almost like think of like a bingeable series of content. So maybe having resources in there, giving a little bit more information. They might read over your FAQ section a little bit closer, stuff like that they want to feel a little connected with you first before they purchase. So here's my quick fix for you for this. Create a redirect page that pops up after someone fills out your contact form. Thank them, set expectations, and link your pricing or your scheduler. It just really keeps them engaged while you don't have to just drop everything you're doing and respond to them right away. And this is something that I actually sell my exact redirect page template in my shop. And it's the easiest plug and play, have done in 10 minutes task that you could do and take away from this episode today. So I'll make sure to link that in the show notes below, but it's a really, really good resource. But before we wrap up, that girl of the day goes to one of my students and very loyal podcast listener of mine, Kelly Friday. She's already surpassed her annual income goal in Q3 in September. She's been in my program for 3+ years now, and she's gone from charging $1,800 for weddings to over $6,000 for weddings now, which makes that a 233% price increase, which is actually insane. We love seeing it. We love cheering you on here. So cheers to you, Kelly. Keep going on, keep trucking along. You are doing amazing, and we love supporting you. And if you would love to see yours, you can DM me your takeaway or your win for the week to be featured on another future episode to be that girl of the week in my podcast episodes. But a quick little recap and takeaway. If inquiries are low, check these 3 things. Is your messaging clear and client-centered? Do you actually have a visibility strategy beyond posting just on social media? Do you have a funnel set in place so that your inquiries do not ghost you? Most of the time, fixing just one of these things will bring life back into your inbox and into your business and in your marketing. So pick one of those things to focus on and run with it for today. But thank you so much for hanging out on That Photography Girl. If you love this episode, screenshot it and tag me at Rachel Traxler, and I will share the love in return. And if you want to connect even further, make sure to come hang out with us inside That Photography group on Facebook for photographers to connect, network, and grow together. It's a fun little community that we are building over there. But until next time, keep shining, keep showing up, and keep being that photography girl.